Hello everyone and welcome back to What the Flor-HORROR-ida, the show wherein each episode we do a deep dive into a distinctly spooky subject. I am your master of ceremonies and Professional Floridian Kim, and on today's episode we're going to be reviewing some of the most popular haunted attractions in Central Florida. That being said, let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is the Haunted Road, and it's actually a drive-through haunted attraction. It's running Wednesday through Sunday nights from now until November 7th, so you have plenty of time to go out and do it. It's located in the UCF East campus area, so that's over on the east side of Orlando. The price is about $15.99 to $30.99, and that is priced per car. So if you put like a few people into your car and you split the cost, it's actually pretty affordable. You can buy your tickets online in advance. You cannot buy your tickets at the gate, so you have to buy it in advance. You pick the day and the time that you want to show up. You show up, you scan your tickets on your phone, and you drive through. You don't get out of your car at all. You can wear masks. I believe that the scare actors will be wearing masks. You pull up to each haunted section, you stop, they do a scary little scene, and then you drive on to the next section. Overall, from start to finish, it is about 40 minutes. They also have something called the Barnyard, which is an area you can go to after the drive-through haunt for an extra fee. I believe it is $80 per vehicle. So again, if you have like 4 people in your car, that's $20 per vehicle. And the Barnyard is an all outdoor venue. They have a market with vendors selling a bunch of like kind of creepy, spooky Halloween stuff. Bar. They have live pop-up performances, and they even have a walkthrough attraction called the Abandoned Butcher Barn. So yeah, for that one, I just haven't gone because of the location. Like I said, it's about an hour and a half from me. It does sound like fun. One of these years, if they do keep continuing to do it, I will probably check it out because I mean, it's a reasonably priced and it sounds like a lot of fun. But this year I haven't had a chance to do it, and last year I also didn't have a chance to do it either. So I will put links down below so you can check out the website, maybe buy tickets. Let me know if you go. The second attraction that I have heard a lot of good things about but haven't been to is Scream and Stream, which is also another drive-through haunted attraction. This one is actually located at the Oviedo Mall this year. Same thing as Haunted Road. You buy your tickets in advance, you pull up, you drive through, you stop. But the difference with this one is it is interactive. So I guess this year they hand you like a laser gun, and then everybody in the car gets a laser gun and they can shoot the clowns and zombies and whatever little monsters that are at their event this year. You can shoot them and kind of you're playing laser tag. So it's a little bit more interactive, which I think is pretty cool. Because it is interactive, it is a little bit more pricey. Again, this is the price per car. It's anywhere from $52 to $85 depending on the night, and it runs from now through Halloween. They also have a VIP ticket option, which is $109, which allows you front of line access as well as some souvenirs from the event. They do not have a barnyard feature like the Haunted Road does, but the Oviedo Mall does have specialty food and cocktails inside during the event. So afterwards, you want to go and stop in the Oviedo Mall, check it out. They also have escape rooms if you kind of want to keep the fun going. I will leave a link down below so you can check out all of that information too. The last haunt that I want to talk about that I haven't been to is called a Petrified Forest. Now this one is located in Altamont Springs, and it's more of a traditional walkthrough. The only caveat is that you're walking through an actual forest, right? So the trails are outside in the woods. It gets a little muddy. There are 3 trails, and like I said, they are outside, so keep that in mind. If you plan on going, wear closed-toed shoes. They also have live shows, food trucks, a bar. It's a whole event. So plan for a night out. It runs now through October 30th on Thursday through Saturday nights. And the price for all 3 trails is $29.50, but they also have like add-on packages with, backstage tours or front of the line access, that kind of thing. So I will link the prices down below. Apparently they have something called Total Eclipse Nights, which kind of sounds a little bit more intense, where you can, I guess, pay a little bit more money and you have to sign a waiver because I think they can like touch you on those nights. So I don't know, if you're not into like the whole people popping out at you, that's not scary enough for you, check out maybe the Total Eclipse Nights. Might be a little bit more your speed. Personally, I don't want to be touched by any sort of creepy, spooky zombie that's been hanging out in a forest all night, but to each their own. And a couple of honorable mentions that I'm just going to throw in there. Links down below for Mortem Manor, which is a year-round haunted attraction located at Old Town in Kissimmee. You should check it out. I've gone through it once or twice. It's actually pretty good. Like I said, it's year-round, so you don't have to do it now. You can go sometime in December if you're feeling a little spooky. And also Sir Henry's Haunted Trail, which is, I think, a couple of different houses located in Lakeland. So check the links down below for any more information on that. Let's move on to some of the events that I have gone to in the past, but I have not gone to this year for mostly time-related reasons, but also a little bit money. Howl-o-Scream Tampa, if you recall, I have a video from last year where I reviewed their COVID-friendly Howl-o-Scream, and it wasn't great. But from what I understand, Howl-o-Scream Tampa is back as usual this year. They have 6 haunted houses, and they're running now through October 31st. So you can check it out. It's like Thursdays through Sundays, I believe. I have been to this event in the past. Beyond last year, I have been, you know, probably almost 10 years in a row now. It's actually really, really, really good. And so long as it's back to what it is prior to last year with COVID exceptions, I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. It's really fun. The prices run from $41.99 to $65.99 depending on the night that you go. But they also have, you know, promotional upgrades such as Express Pass or Behind the Screams tour, early park admission, all of that stuff. So linked below. There are, I believe, 6 houses and 5 scare zones this year. Plus, they also have most of their big roller coasters open during the event. So, you know, if you kind of get tired of being spooked, you can go ride a ride or two, and typically the lines are pretty short. I think it's well worth the money if you get a chance. I just haven't had the time to get out to Tampa this year. So hopefully next year they'll be running as usual and I'll check it out next year. The second event is called Screamageddon. This is also on the West Coast. It's in Dade City, which is about 20 minutes north of Tampa. I went to this last year. Again, you can check out the video of my review last year. I do touch on it a little bit. I thought Screamageddon was fantastic for what it was. It is kind of like just in the middle of this rural, like, farmland. They actually have like a walk-through forest haunt, which was so scary. I remember being totally spooked. They also have a bar area with food trucks, and then they have an additional thing called zombie paintball, which is exactly what it sounds like. Other than zombie paintball, they have 5 houses which are all included in the price being anywhere from $24.95 to $47.95 depending on the night that you go, and it runs every night, I believe, from now through Halloween. For the price and for, you know, this just kind of backwoods haunted house attraction thing, it's actually pretty terrifying. I think the like lower budget of this whole attraction makes it even more scary because you're like, are these people really gonna kill me? I don't really know. If you're in the area or if you are checking out Howl-o-Scream this year, it is totally worth the drive up. It's about 20 to 30 minutes north of Tampa, so it's not too far of a drive. And like I said, I think it's pretty spooky, so check it out. And finally, I'm going to get up on my soapbox and I'm going to talk about Walt Disney World's Boo Bash. So in the past, Walt Disney World has had a Halloween event every year since like the 90s called Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They did not have it last year due to COVID, unfortunately. And now this year, I don't know if they're trying to recuperate costs or they just simply do not care. But they, instead of having a Halloween party, are doing Boo Bash. The Halloween party is typically like 5 hours long. You can enter the park at 4, the event officially starts at 7 and it runs till midnight. The Boo Bash event this year starts at 9:30. You cannot enter the park until 7 and then it ends at 12:30. So it's gone from a whopping 5 hours down to 3 hours And you have to fight regular day guests up until 9:30. Halloween parties typically had a parade, specialty fireworks, stage shows, trick-or-treating, and meet and greets with costumed characters, along with, you know, shorter wait times for lines and stuff. The Boo Bash event has like half of that. The Boo Bash has no specialty fireworks this year, no parade. They have like 3 cavalcades, which like, then just have a parade. Like what? They have no real meet and greets, and obviously that's due to COVID. You can't like stand next to the character. You can basically have one of those, you know, you stand here and the character's in the background and they're in their costumes, but it's like, at first when I heard about this, I was like, okay, it makes sense, right? Like, you can't have fireworks due to crowds for COVID. But then I found out they were doing happily ever after fireworks for day guests. They had no care about the crowd control for fireworks. They just didn't have specialty fireworks for the Halloween parties this year. And you might say, oh, Kim, it's not a Halloween party, it's an after hours event. Fine, but you know what? If you're gonna cut down on half of the experiences, you better cut down on the cost too, because this event is like $100 to $200 for 3 hours and half of the experiences. What? If you have gone to Boo Bash this year and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. But personally, I just can't fathom spending almost $200 for a 3-hour event. That is like so unsatisfactory. And sure, like you can still trick or treat and the lines are still shorter, but like, why am I, no, it's, no. I'm gonna stop ranting now. So yeah, that's why I didn't go to Boo Bash this year. All right, let's take it down a notch. Let me take a sip of water because I got all worked up over that. All right, we're gonna get into the final section of this video, which is events that I actually have gone to this year and kind of love. There's only 2 of them, so let's start with Seaworld's Howl-o-Scream. So this is the first year that Seaworld Orlando has actually done Howl-o-Scream. This is their inaugural year. And honestly, I think for their first year, it was pretty good. There are unfortunately only 4 houses and 4 scare zones, and there are 2 shows. But I thought it was pretty good. So 4 houses, actually, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually pretty good. Once you get through the door, you know, you get a drink, you get a snack, and then you get in line, and then you go to the next house. It's like you've been there for 4 hours already, just waiting in lines and going through the haunts. Speaking of the haunts, they're pretty good. So what Howl-o-Scream does, Busch Gardens does this too, but what Howl-o-Scream does is they pulse you through the house. When I say pulse, I mean they will say how many in your group, say you're 4 people, they will wait for the party ahead of you to go, then they will send the 4 of you in and stop the party behind you. So you're basically, you and your group are going through the haunted house alone. After your house clears like the first or second room, they send off the next group. But like you're basically by yourself in the house, which in my opinion, just makes it like so much scarier because you are really getting every scare. So of the 4 houses, 2 of them were spectacular. And I will post the names of them here because I don't remember them off the top of my head. These 2 houses were absolutely fantastic. And then the other 2 houses were all right. They weren't great. I don't know. They were good, but they weren't as good as the other 2. I don't know if the rides were running that night. It was raining when we went. So we went in and the rides weren't running, and then they started running, and then it started raining, so then they weren't running. Honestly, I mean, if you are kind of new to the whole idea of doing haunted attractions, you don't really want to spend that much money, you live in Orlando, you don't want to go all the way to Busch Gardens for Howl-o-Scream. It is very similar to Howl-o-Scream, different houses, but pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a good little introductory, like, event. It's running now through Halloween. The prices start at $41.99 and they go up to about $65.99, again, depending on the night that you go. And honorable mention, which I have gone to in the past but haven't gone this year, during the day, if you have children, Seaworld does something called Spooktacular. It's from now until Halloween, and it's weekends in October. During the day, included in your park admission. Kids can dress up in costumes, they can go trick-or-treating around the park, there's a couple specialty locations, they can meet characters in costume and all that good stuff. I believe Busch Gardens does it too. It's called Spooktacular Weekends, and it is included in your park admission. If you have a pass to Seaworld, or you just want to buy a day pass to Seaworld, go on the weekends, hang out with your kids. It's a really good time. And finally, I have saved the best for last, obviously. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando Resort. There is a reason why Universal's Halloween Horror Nights is like top rated Halloween Horror Nights attraction in the country. Like, there's a reason. They have 10 houses this year, 4 scare zones, 2 shows. On TikTok, I have actually done a lot of Halloween Horror Nights content, so if you are on TikTok, feel free to add me on TikTok and check out all of the Halloween Horror Nights content. I don't really want to repeat myself too much, but I will just say Halloween Horror Nights this year is truly amazing. After taking last year off due to COVID, they have the full run going, right? They have characters in the streets, they got characters in the houses, 10 full houses, shows, and everything. They also have a bunch of different food and drink options this year, which I think was just fantastic. Highly recommend it. It is quite expensive. I had the Rush of Fear Pass, which allowed me to go all through September and no blackout dates. They also have like the frequent fear passes. They have the, whole run. They have single night tickets, which start at about, I think, $65 depending on the night. The closer you get to Halloween, it's just gonna go up, 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 up with the prices and the crowds. So if you're thinking of going to Halloween Horror Nights this year, definitely go early, because it is gonna be really, really busy, and it's maybe even potentially gonna be sold out. Love Halloween Horror Nights. So yeah, go to Halloween Horror Nights. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. None of this is like sponsored content. I don't know if I should have put that at the beginning of the video or not. Nobody's paying me, but if you want to pay me, please pay me. Thanks. So yeah, that is some of my favorite and least favorite haunted attractions in Central Florida this year, 2021. What did you guys think? I want to know, have you guys been to any of these haunted attractions? Let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I would love if you hit that subscribe button. Thanks. And yeah, I guess I will see you all in the next super spooky video. Bye.